And welcome to Overtime, brought to you by KingsCast at www.kingscast.net. I'm Keith Kornelick.
And I'm Chris Kalazewski.
And we did not cry tonight. Why, Kings fans? You can't win them all.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe we should have cried because we didn't. And high hopes tonight. But, we're back, Kings fans. Another show here to talk about Game 4, talk about Brodeur, Quick, Kovalchuk, Henrique, Doughty, yada, yada, yada. We didn't win. Yeah.
Here we go, episode 167. Let's do it. What's up, Kings fans? Here we are, Game 4. Kings got a chance to close it out, hoist the cup above their heads. I like our chances. I said it today on TSN Radio. 3-1, Kings. Boom!
All right, Kings fans, so we're back after Game 4 at Staples Center tonight. An elimination game. You know, the cup was in the building. Kings looking to close it out on home ice. Fans were going to celebrate. Yada, yada, yada. It was supposed to be a historic moment.
Yeah, no, it definitely wasn't. But, coming to the first period, you gotta love this series. It's like we're feeling each other out for one entire period. There's no, there's some physicality, but there's no aggression. There's no real, nobody's antagonizing anyone else. It's New Jersey Devils hockey, but, you're looking at a scoreless game up until the third period, Chris. And you know what? Honestly, I actually thought the Los Angeles Kings had the majority of the chances. I mean, by the end of the first, we had hit, I think, 2 posts. Could have been up 2-0. Did not happen. But, God, it was just it was one of those games where, you got to give credit to New Jersey Devils because they were just shutting us down. They were the ones getting the lucky bounces. I mean, sure enough, the Kings did throughout the series, but, ugh.
Yeah, it was 7-8 in shots in favor of the Devils in the first period, and it was it was a identical period. Even though the Kings had scored a couple times in the first period, it was the same exact period. Very safe play, a lot of icing, a lot of there weren't too many close chances except for the 2 crossbars the Kings hit. But it really was a tight game, and New Jersey looking like a team that did not want to get swept. And going into the game, I think people might have gotten a little carried away. Before the game started, a lot of people sort of thinking, it's inevitable. The Kings are going to sweep. They just seem like they're the team of destiny. They just need to show up and they're going to win the game. It definitely wasn't like that. And it wasn't just us. It wasn't just Homer fans. It was the media. I mean, a lot of, incredible media actually thinking that too. And I don't know if some of this stuff got to the Kings' heads, but they didn't play the game they needed to play, to win the game.
Well, I don't think the Kings are guilty of reading their own press clippings. I don't think Daryl Sutter allows that. But I think you're absolutely right. I mean, you're looking at people that we read every day, Kukla's Corner, Puck Daddy, Spectre's Hockey, TSN. Everyone's like, the Kings are on the verge of doing it. A lot of people are like, the Kings are 1 win away. It's going to happen. We were ready to celebrate, obviously. We had a whole show planned out. That got nixed, just a little bit. But I don't think there's anyone who didn't think the LA Kings, after Game 3, were not going to close it out tonight. Sure enough, they didn't. But you know what, Chris? It's the Stanley Cup Finals. I mean, the last time somebody swept, I think it was 2003 when the Red Wings did it. But, you still got to give credit to the Devils. You know what I mean? Finally, they got a couple of bounces. Great goaltending from Marty Brodeur. Jonathan Quick, sure, he kept us in it for quite a long time. I mean, he made some spectacular saves tonight. People were shouting MVP, which, as you said in the game, is better than Conn Smythe.
Yeah, it's a little more ring to it. It's more of a Lakers thing, but whatever, we'll take it.
Yeah, definitely the most energized I've ever seen Staples Center. Even better than this, the sweep against the St. Louis Blues. But coming in the third period, the Devils get a very, very quick goal. And what's great about that is that right after that, they get called for a penalty. The Kings power play, scored 2 in the last game. Sure enough, just right off the draw, Richards feeds it to Drew Doughty. One-timer in the back of the net. That's what you like to see. 1-1. I'm seeing some hope still. I'm like, all right, we got this. We're still going to score.
Yeah, 62 seconds later. I mean, 62 seconds. I mean, they've been able to respond. It's been like this the whole playoffs. That was a fantastic goal. Patrick Elias getting the goal before. But, you like a team to respond like that. And that was pretty damn loud after that goal. It was kind of like almost cup winning levels, volume right there. But just couldn't hold together. Of course, not too long after, Henrique getting the game winner, another game winner. I guess it ended up
scoring
being
game winners all playoffs. I mean, it's crazy. The guy's a rookie.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing about that, Chris, is that I think it was like 2:35, 2:36 left in the game, which means that the Stanley Cup was in the building. The game was tied. It could have gone either way. The cup was in the building. It had been polished off, ready for, Gary Bettman to present it to, the Los Angeles Kings, it's got to go right back in its box. It's got to get shipped to New Jersey. So I think to me that was the most disappointing thing. And then who gets the, the empty net goal? But Ilya Kovalchuk. Oh, God. I mean, talk about some irony there. But I don't necessarily think that the Los Angeles Kings have a lot. I mean, obviously they want to play a better game. They want to score more goals, but I don't think they have a lot to, do video review of. You know what I mean? I think they got to come back. They got to play their game. They have to be physical. And, coming into Game 5, it's now time to get under the team's skin, like we have every single series going forward, especially against St. Louis. I mean, it's time to really start hitting. It's time for Dustin Brown to get out there and lay some hits on him and, quite frankly, score some goals. But tonight, a couple of breakaways. Simon Gagne had a 2-on-1 with Trevor Lewis, which is why we didn't score there. Dustin Penner, previous hero, also with one. But definitely a lot of chances. The puck didn't bounce our way. That's going to happen. Yeah, exactly. You know what? They had the chances. They had plenty of chances. I actually thought Drew Doughty had a good game. I think Quick would have wanted that goal back from Henrique. It was a goal. It wasn't great, but we have such high expectations right now. For the Kings. We were on the radio today in Montreal. Team 990, our good friends Mitch and Sean, up there, and talked about how LA is just a buzz right now. And I think for a lot of Kings fans, I'm sure you guys are included, that today was a complete waste at the office. If you were working today, you probably didn't get much work done. People were heading to the arena at noon. I saw people heading down there, hitting the bars already. Police presence was super high at the arena tonight. It was interesting. They were ready for it, but just didn't get it done, and that's going to happen. I mean, we're talking about a team that's only lost 3 friggin' games. Perspective. They've lost 3 games. You know what? That's awesome. No, they're not going to go down as the best playoff team in history or whatever we were thinking. But the point is they need to get it together. Get on the plane, whether that's tomorrow morning, probably head out to New Jersey. I mean, it's unfortunate they didn't win it tonight, but we don't want them to come back. We do not want them to come back. No, you do not want a Game 6 in Los Angeles, because that means New Jersey has momentum. I don't think it's going to get that way. We've closed now. I mean, it's either been in 4 or 5, so you got to think that we're going to close it out in New Jersey. The only unfortunate thing there is that we're going to watch it on NBC, and then all the good stuff, the interviews, the post-game stuff in the locker room, is probably going to be on NBC Sports Network, which kind of sucks. NHL really needs to address that, because who gets NBC Sports Network? We talked to a lot of people who do not get that channel. I mean, if you're trying to expand a market, you're trying to, build a fan base, you're trying to, expand the sport of hockey out there to people. There's tons of people all over the country, hitting us up on Facebook and Twitter that said we don't get that channel. And to me, that's ridiculous. I mean, we're not talking about European soccer here. We're talking about, in the National Hockey League, in an elimination game, this should be on every TV in the nation. There's nothing else on TV right now. No, there isn't. Secret Millionaire, I mean, Biggest Loser Summer Edition. I mean, it's ridiculous. What up, Kings fans? Game is over. That sucked. So Kings lost 3-1. It's going back to New Jersey. And I still like our chances. Obviously, we're still up 3-1 in the series. I still think we're going to win. Just disappointed we didn't win it here. But hang in there, Kings fans. We got this. Probably in 5. Go Kings. Kings fans, your question of the day is, how you feeling after tonight? Leave your comments, as always, downstairs. Don't bother fucking cutting. We'll be right back at you on Saturday. Unfortunately, we will be right back at you right after the game. We'll come up here. We'll do a show. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button right above, because you're definitely going to get at least one more video from us. You know you have to. Like button down below. Thanks for sticking with us, Kings fans. I'm Keith Korneluk. And I'm Chris Kalaszewski. Believe, and thank you for watching Overtime by KingsCast.